Oregon or Washington? Where you'll save most money? Should you buy a home in Oregon or Washington? As a realtor, I get this question all the time from people relocating here in Washington. And honestly, the answer isn't as simple as you might think. Both states have some serious advantages and some real downsides when it comes to your wallet. So join me in today's video as we take a closer look at lifestyle comparison between Washington and Oregon. Hi, I'm Dafna, your local real estate broker. Welcome to my YouTube channel. My mission is to guide you through a home selling and buying experience for a smooth transaction and a successful closing. Now, without further ado, let's get right into it. Let's start with the big one. Washington has no state income tax, zero. If you're working in Washington, you keep every penny of your paycheck that you would normally hand over to the state. Oregon, not so much. They'll take anywhere from 4.75% to 9.9% of your income, and that really adds up fast. Here's what this looks like in real numbers. If you're making $75,000 a year and living in Oregon or Washington, you could be paying around $3,600 to $4,500 annually in Oregon state income taxes. In Washington, that money stays in your pocket. For higher earners making $150,000, we're talking about $10,000 to $12,000 a year difference. That's nice vacation every year or a solid chunk toward your retirement. Now here's where Oregon fights back hard. No sales tax. When you see a price tag that says $100, you pay $100, period. Washington, you're looking at sales tax rates ranging from 6.5% to over 10% depending on where you are. In Seattle, you can easily hit 10% or more when you add up all the local taxes. This difference is massive, especially for big purchases. Buying a $40,000 car in Oregon, you pay $40,000. That same car in Washington would cost you an extra $3,000 to $4,000 in sales tax. Furniture, electronics, appliances, everything costs more in Washington because of that sales tax. But here's where it gets interesting. A lot of Washington residents actually drive down to Oregon for big purchases. No joke. They'll plan shopping trips to Portland just to avoid the sales tax. It's becoming more of a whole thing where people buy cars, jewelry, expensive electronics in Oregon and drive them back to Washington. Now, let's talk housing, because that's probably your biggest expense. The median home price in Washington is around $614,000 to $235,000 as of 2025, while Oregon sits at about $508,000 and $312,000. So Oregon looks cheaper, right? Well, yes and no. The housing market really depends on where you're looking. Seattle is absolutely brutal. Median home prices here are pushing $800,000 to over $1 million in many neighborhoods. Portland is definitely more affordable at around $718,512 median, but it's not exactly cheap either. Here's the thing though. If you're looking outside the major cities, the number gets much closer. Small towns in eastern Washington can be quite affordable, similar to rural Oregon communities. It's really the big metro areas that drive up those states' averages. So Washington offers higher salaries in tech and aerospace, which can offset the higher housing costs. Oregon job market pays less on average, but the slightly lower housing cost helps balance things. Here's where Washington gets you again. Property taxes in Washington average around 0.84%, while Oregon sits at around 83%. That might not sound like much, but on a $600,000 home, you're looking at about $5,000 to $5,600 annually in Washington versus about $4,980 in Oregon. But here's what's really important. Oregon has some protections that limit how much your property taxes can increase each year. Washington doesn't have those same limits. So when your income value shoots up, your property taxes can jump significantly. When it comes to gas, usually not. As of September 2025, Oregon is averaging 4.29 per gallon, while Washington is at 4.66. But wait, that's actually unusual because of some pipeline issues. Normally, Oregon tends to have higher gas prices due to its gas taxes and environmental regulations. The thing about gas prices is that they fluctuate so much based on refineries' pipelines and seasonal blends. Right now, Washington is higher, but historically, Oregon has been 10 to 20 cents more per gallon on average. Either way, both states are way higher than the national average at $3.19. And what about the job market? Washington absolutely destroys Oregon when it comes to job opportunities and salaries, especially in tech. Washington has over 333,000 tech jobs with median salary of around $105,000, while Oregon has about 128,000 tech jobs paying around $80,000. The big players are all in Washington: Microsoft, Amazon, and Boeing. Oregon has Intel and Nike, but it's just not on the same scale. If you're in tech, aerospace, or any field that pays well, Washington higher salaries can easily offset the higher cost of living. Here's a big one for folks planning ahead. Oregon taxes retirement income, including pension and IRA withdrawals, while Washington doesn't touch any of it. If you're retiring with a $60,000 annual pension, Oregon could take $2,000 to $4,000 of that every year. Washington, you keep it all. Social Security is exempt in Oregon, but everything else is fair game. Washington retirees basically get a free pass on all retirement income, which is huge if you're planning long term. Here's something a lot of people don't think about. What if you live in one state and work in the other? If you live in Oregon and work in Washington, you still pay Oregon income tax on those Washington wages. That's rough, because you're earning Washington money but paying Oregon taxes. The commute itself isn't cheap either. Bridge tolls, gas, parking in downtown Seattle, it all adds up. Some people make it work, but you really need to run the numbers carefully. Estate tax. Oregon starts taxing estates at $1 million, while Washington doesn't kick in until $2,193,000. If you're building wealth and planning to leave money to your kids, Oregon lower threshold, meaning more families get hit with estate taxes. The rates are different too. Oregon tops out at 16%, while Washington goes up to 20%. But Washington's higher threshold means fewer people actually pay it. The final take. So which states save you more money? Well, honestly, it depends on your situation. High earners, especially in tech, often come out ahead in Washington despite the higher costs. The no income tax thing is just too good to pass up when you're making six figures. But if you're not a high earner, Oregon no sales tax and slightly lower housing costs might work better. Plus, if you're planning to retire here, Washington's retirement income tax advantage is massive. For most people, buying homes in Washington offers more job opportunities and higher salaries, but you'll pay more for housing and daily expenses. Oregon gives you more affordable housing and no sales tax, but you'll give up a chunk of your paychecks to state income tax. My advice? Really think about your long-term plans. If you're young and in tech, Washington probably makes sense. If you're looking for affordability and plan to make big purchases, Oregon might be better. And if you're retiring or planning to retire here in Washington, tax advantages for retirees are hard to beat. Whatever you decide, both states offer incredible quality of life in the Pacific Northwest. You really can't go wrong with either choice. Just make sure you understand what you're getting into financially. Thank you so much for watching. If you're thinking about buying a property in Washington, I'd love to help to navigate the process. Drop me a comment below or reach out to me directly. All my contact info is in the description below. Don't forget to subscribe and hit the bell icon to stay updated on new videos. Let's make your Pacific Northwest dream happen. This is Dafna, and I'll see you in the next one.